Next about classification of mycota. So under classification we see different groups of mycota, that is Phycomycetes. Second one, Ascomycetes. Third one, Basidiomycetes. Fourth type is Deuteromycetes. First we will start with Phycomycetes. These Phycomycetes members are also called as algal fungi. Also called as algal fungi. So their mycelium is acceptate and cenocytic. Their mycelium is acceptate and cenocytic. Means multinucleated, there is no septum that divides the hyphae into chambers. Third one, mode of reproduction. Reproduction is by both sexual and asexual forms. Under sexual forms, we see by isogamy. Second one, anisogamy. Next, oogamy. Under asexual modes, we see examples like zoospores, aplanospores. Here, zoospores are motile forms. Aplanospores are non-motile forms. Here under sexual forms, examples are zygospores. What is meant by isogamy? Isogamy means fusion of two similar sized gametes. Under anisogamy and oogamy, we see fusion of two dissimilar sized gametes. So in case of Phycomycetes, sexual forms can be formed. Zygospores can be formed either by isogamy or anisogamy or oogamy. Under Phycomycetes, we see examples like Rhizopus, next Mucor, and Albugo types. Rhizopus and Mucor, when we see morphologically, outermost appearance, initially they look similar. But there are some minor structural differences between Rhizopus and Mucor. Rhizopus also called as bread mold or black mold. Next, Mucor is also called as pin mold. Next, this causes or damages the bread, and a Mucor, it also means damages any of the organic matter. Albugo causes white color spots on the mustard leaves. This Rhizopus, how does it look like? So there will be some structures. Acceptate hyphae, and here will be the spore bearing structure. So these are called as rhizoids. This is called as stolon. Here the structure is called as columella. It bears the spores. These are nothing but the total structure is called as sporangium. Sporangium. But when the hyphae is broken down, this is columella, and now the hyphae bearing this structure is dispersed. So now we can say dispersed spores from the sporangium. Now columella will be same. Now this structure, which is that we are telling as aseptate hyphae, this total structure is called as sporangiophore. This one, the long thread-like hyphae structure is called as sporangiophore because it is bearing the sporangium. Hyphae is bearing the sporangium. So it is called as sporangiophore, Phore. There are stolons in Rhizopus, there are rhizoids in Rhizopus. And what about mucor? Mucor does not have any stolon, does not have any rhizoids. So we can say the structures. These are not rhizoids. Initially it looks same like that of Rhizopus. So we can say this is sporangium. And this is columella. This is hyphae, but not stolon. The term stolon is not used in case of hyphae. So this is the base part. Only this much of structures. This we can call sporangiophore. Phore, sporangiophore. So this is difference between sporangium and sporangiophore. Now, when either Rhizopus or albugo or mucor, they have to undergo sexual mode of reproduction. Now, if this is the hyphae, then it protrudes a special type of extension with the neighboring hyphae of other Rhizopus or other mucor like this. Here will be some special arrangement of the protruded part. These later will get fused like this. Now this part will get separated, forming into zygospore. So this we can say this is zygospore. Means two different hyphae. This is A and this is B. They have been fused to exchange the genetic material. Now the formed structure sexually is zygospore in case of Rhizopus or mucor. Rhizopus, also called as bread mold or black mold. Mucor, also called as pin mold. Albugo, parasitic Phycomycetes members. Parasitic fungi on mustard leaves. It causes white spots on mustard leaves. Now, what about zoospores? These zoospores are smaller in size. Next, they do not possess true cell wall. They cannot tolerate harsh or abnormal environmental conditions. So these are motile forms. Coming to aplanospores that are formed during asexual reproduction. These are non-motile. So the zoospores are motile forms. Next, aplanospores have true cell wall. Next, they are larger in size. Next, they can tolerate harsh atmospheric conditions. So this is about few points, important points for your NEET MCQ point of view from Phycomycetes members.